clever girl. Long ago, there were small states in South Africa. These states were ruled by various kings. Some of these states were as small as town or city. The powerful king used to attack their nearby weaker states. There was such a small state called Zamba. The people of Zamba were rich. There were great walls all round the state to safeguard it from the enemy. The Zamba's territory also included many villages beyond the wall. Once an adjoining state attacked Zamba. All the villages lying outside the wall were captured by them. Due to great walls, the enemy could not enter the state. So they thought of surrounding the state for a long time so that the people of Zamba would starve for want of food and surrender before them. For almost 3 months, the people of Zamba carried on with their routine life. Gradually, they exhausted all their eatable rice and wheat. There was not even hay and grass for the animals. Seeing the alarming conditions, the king ordered all the animals to be slaughtered. A few days more passed. Now hardly a thing was left with the people. The king summoned all the people and said, "We have exhausted everything. It may not be possible for us to continue with our resistance, and we would all starve and die of hunger." The people agreed to surrender before the enemy. While they were discussing about modalities of their surrender,
A little girl named Nancy
arrived on the scene. She was only 12 years old. "I can save the state from enemy," said Nancy. "How? You are
too young to fight. Moreover, we are left with no eatables to survive,
said the king. "I want only a goat," said the uncle. "What would you do with a goat?" asked the king. "You would see the enemy going away tomorrow morning," replied the girl. The king ordered a search for a goat. Since all the animals had been slaughtered, they faced great difficulty in locating a goat, but they succeeded in getting one. After the goat was brought to the king's court, Nancy asked for rice and gram. People said that there was no rice and gram in the state, and all that had been exhausted. However, people went away in search, and they found some gram and rice and brought it to the court. "Give this rice and gram to the goat," said Nancy. Everybody was stunned. The king said, "This is the only eatable left in the state, and you want it to be
given to a goat."
"Yes," said the girl with confidence. The rice and gram were fed to the goat. "Now open the gates of the state,"
"And leave this goat to go into the fields,"
said Nancy. "How is that going to serve our purpose?" asked the minister. "It will," said Nancy. "But the enemy would not catch it," said people. "Yes, they will, but you would also see them going away," said Nancy. The goat was let out of this state gate. People saw the enemy soldiers approaching and taking away the goat. People were still bewildered, but they prayed to God for the best. Next day,
people climbed on the city wall
to look for the enemy. They could not see any enemy and informed the king. The king summoned Nancy to the court. "How did the enemy go away?" asked the king. "Ask the villager," replied Nancy. People from nearby villages were summoned. One of the villagers said, "The goat released from the state yesterday was caught and taken away by the enemy. They killed it and tore its stomach open. They found rice and gram in it." Seeing that, they said that it was not possible to defeat Zamba,
since they had enough food even to feed their animals.
Saying this, all of them went away. Thus a little girl saved Zamba from the wrath of enemy by her intelligence.